Welcome to the Fantasy Aceball podcast. This is your host, Tim Kanak. You can find me on X at Fantasy Aceball. And if you are watching on the YouTube, you already know, but my YouTube channel is the Tim Kanak. And if you're watching, you can see I'm not in my usual office. I'm outside. I'm actually recording right now live from Disney World. You see Skyliner behind me. I am at the Caribbean Beach Resort right now, recording for you as my kids are playing. So this will be a quickie. I actually tried to record yesterday with Doc, and it's my fault, not Doc. So don't get mad at Doc, but it's my fault. This is a solo podcast. I partied a little too hard at the pool and took a little too long to meet up with Doc, so it got a little late. But yeah, so I was going to record with Doc yesterday, but I am solo today. Just to give you my top 10. So we're going to run through the top 10. I didn't get any live looks this week because I've been on vacation at Disney World with the kiddos. So did not have a chance to go to any games, which is weird. This is the first week since before spring training that I have not seen a baseball game. So super weird that I was at spring training games basically consecutively, and I had been to a game, at least one game every week so far this whole year. So it's been like 2 months or something since I have not seen a baseball game in a week. This is the first time. Really weird. But anyway, from Disney World, we have the Fantasy Aceball podcast, and I'm going to just jump right into it and give you the top 10. T10, if you're watching, you already see on the screen, we've got number 1 this week is Matt Shaw, who was 10 for 18 last week with 5 walks, 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 2 steals. So he seems to have figured it out. And if you're looking on the YouTube, you can see that we have his batted ball profile stuff up from the season. You can see one weird thing is he's hitting a lot of ground balls so far, not a lot of fly balls, but he does have he has been hitting the ball a little harder lately. And you can see here that he went on a nice little stretch last week, like right here on the 26th. I guess they had a doubleheader, 2 for 8. So he got pretty hot here. The last couple of games, he cooled down a little bit, like 1 for 6 the other day. But before then, like 2 hits, 2 hits, 4 hits, 2 hits, 1 hit, 1 hit. So he was kind of on a bit of a tear until the last couple days here. But I think Matt Shaw's back sooner rather than later. Actually, like one thing in my notes here is that he had made a swing change before the season. When he made it to the Cubs, when he was breaking camp, he's like, oh, they throw it harder in the majors. I'm going to have to swing faster. And that swing change was actually worse for him, obviously. So he's changing back to his old swing. And his coach in Iowa, where the Iowa Cubs are, is their AAA team. So their coach, Rick Strickland, actually said, this is his quote from an article in the Des Moines Register. I'll give them their fair due here. But Rick Strickland, he said he could almost predict that he was coming out of this thing really fast. He's ready to go back. So he's saying that Matt Shaw's ready to come back to the main team, the MLB Cubs. So we should see Shaw really soon here. I know it's kind of a cheat to have like a guy who's already broken up, but he's back in the minors now. So but I think he's ready. It's just important to show here. And he's trying to get his launch angle back is the main thing. So that's really what's going to play up. Like the last week, his launch angle had been higher, like the 14.4. You can see like here his launch angle on the season was only 4. So he's been doing better like the last week, and that's the main thing. There's no reason for him to have to go through a long-term thing in AAA. If the swing's back, time to get him back in the majors. They could use him. So next on our top 10, our T10 is number 2, Chase Burns. Let me pull up Mr. Chase Burns here, who last week in Double-A, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 0 walks, 1.80 ERA, 1 WHIP, already killing it. Like Chase Burns is just ridiculous. I have mentioned it before. Preseason, he was my number 19 starter. There's a reason he was my number 19 starter. The dude is ridiculous. The fastball slider is absolutely insane. Let's pull him up here. I think we are not going to have any. We're not going to have any Arsenal data because he has been at high A and AA this year and not low A or AAA. But you can see here on the second, 42.1 K rate. And this is one of the big things about Chase Burns, too, that I want to bring up. This dude is not just all stuff. Look at these strike percentage numbers. These are really good. 54, 54, 58, 51, 58. So he's basically throwing a lot more strikes than balls, which is actually pretty rare that you see that from some of these top prospects. Like Mizurowski, one of the things I noticed last week, and I said in the podcast, was that, hey, he's really good in the games that he has over a 50% strike rate. With Chase Burns, he's like 54 to 58 pretty much every game. So you don't have to worry about command from a guy like Chase Burns like you do from Mizurowski. So I'm all in on Chase Burns. For me, number one pitching prospect, maybe. I saw Painter, and I don't know. I kind of like Burns better than Painter. And that might be crazy to say. I had Painter as my number 4 pitcher, and I haven't seen Burns live. I have seen Painter live. And I know Painter, when I saw him live, he was on a rehab assignment, but the fastball didn't play that well, really. His other stuff, his secondaries looked great, but the fastball wasn't, the guys in A-ball were sticking on that fastball. They weren't making damage on it. They were fouling it off, but they weren't swinging and missing at the fastball, where you see guys swing and miss at Chase Burns' fastball. So I kind of want to say that I like Chase Burns maybe more than Andrew Painter. It's a little crazy. It's a close one. It's a really close one. I'm just throwing that out there, that I think that that's a lot closer than you might expect. So number 3, we're going to get to a big one here. We have Brandon Clark with the Red Sox. So Brandon Clark is a big lefty, 5th rounder last year. Let me pull him up here. There we go. We got his numbers on the page now if you're watching on YouTube. So I'm doing this from a laptop, mobile, so this is a little rough production-wise here. But Brandon Clark, just an absolute stud, 6'4" lefty, 22, just turned 22 years old. The numbers are ridiculous, like a 41.9% CSW on the season. He was really good last year too, but last year he only pitched a total of 13 innings, 14 innings post-draft. He's already done that this year. He was drafted out of State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota. The dude is from Bradenton. So that's where he's from, is like the west coast of Florida. 5th rounder, though. But this is like a killer find for the Red Sox here, because this dude is thorough. He can hit 100 from the left side on the fastball. He lives more around like 96, 97. And his slider is ridiculously nasty. Like, I love his slider. And I noted here in my notes, good one, Tim. But this last week, 4 1/3 innings, 9 Ks, 1 walk, 0 ERA, 0.69 whip. Gotta love that, 69 whip. But the dude, I think, might be a top 60 prospect. Like, next time that I do my rankings, he's probably a top 75 prospect, maybe a top 60 prospect, which means that he's probably a top 10 starter for me. Brandon Clark with the Red Sox. And like I said, he's only pitched this year 14 innings last year, and he's been running 40% CSWs, over 20% minimum strike rates the whole time. Like, really low whips, like no walk rate at all, like 3.8% walk rate this year. Last year, he was running similar. The dude is a stud. The Red Sox found this guy out of nowhere, some random small town college here in Florida, and they just found him, and he's a beast. So number 3 on the T10 is Brandon Clark with the Red Sox. Number 4 is a name that everybody probably knows. It is Johnny Farmelo. Johnny Farmelo with the Mariners. He is back. He's still in low A for whatever reason. Let me pull him up here. We'll pull his profile up. So we actually might get some data, some StatCast data from him here, since he's in A-ball. Oh, look, they promoted him to high A, actually, looks like. That must have just happened, because I think he was starting this season in low A. Let me be right on it. No, he was in high A the whole time. So here I am rambling, but he's been in high A the whole time. But he has 2 bombs already. The main thing is that he's back. He's finally healthy. He made his debut this week. 4 for 14, because he only played in like 3 games, with 3 extra base hits and 2 bombs. So Johnny Farmelo is back, and he's hitting for power already, which is very important, because last year he only had 4 homers in 46 games. Now he's already got 2 homers in 5 games this year. But he has the power. He has the speed. He's a big dude, 6'2", lefty for the Mariners, and it's really great to see him back. I wonder how long Laz Montes is going to be in high A with Farmelo together. It'll be interesting to see. Farmelo, though, is a 20-year-old, so he probably will spend a decent amount of time at high A this year. The Mariners usually don't promote their guys that fast, unless it's Julio Rodriguez. So we'll see what they do. I feel like they got burned by promoting Kanak too fast, and now they don't want to make the same mistake, so they're just going to promote everyone slow unless they're just like a complete stud. But you can see here, Farmello, 2 bombs already. A lot of Ks, but it's 5 games. You know what I mean? Small sample size. I just love to see that power. So Johnny Farmello, my number 49 prospect at number 4 on the T10 this week. Number 5, this is a big name, Arjun Namala. Arjun Namala is a big riser. I loved what he did the second half of last year. Welsh and I talked a lot of crap about him at the beginning of the year because everyone was like ranking him way too fast, just on like nothing, like zero data. But Namala has been an absolute stud this season. Let me pull him up here. So Arjun Namala last week, 7 for 18, 4 extra base hits, 2 bombs. You can see he's a big dude too. He's like 6'2" shortstop, so really athletic frame for a shortstop. And you can see this season he already has 6 homers now on the season. He's hitting 283, 369, 525. It's almost a 900 OPS, 242 ISO. You got to love that. With only an 18% K rate and almost a 10% walk rate, 72% contact rate is big for him. He has a lot higher of a contact rate than he did last season. So very impressive transition here from high A after that rough start last season. And he is hitting the ball a lot harder and a lot more consistently this year, which is why he's getting to all this power. Like that 242 ISO is just very impressive. Especially this dude, I think he's barely 19, or maybe he's like in the middle of 19, but he is a 19-year-old as a guy from the 2023 draft who's a high school guy. So he's 19 years, 6 months, but they've got him listed at 6'1". I think he's actually more, maybe like 6'2", but 170 pounds. So he's a big athletic shortstop, and he's really making a play this year. So Arjun Namala with the Blue Jays is maybe the Blue Jays' top prospect. I don't know if you're going to put Arjun Namala. I would probably have Namala right ahead of Yesovic, even though he's been awesome this year. Namala is obviously a higher up level too at high A versus Yesovic, who's at single A. Should be at high A. He probably should be at double A at this point. I don't really know what the Blue Jays are doing, keeping him there, just dominating 10Ks a game. In Aceball, that's why he's on my honor roll list or whatever this time. So number 5 on the T10 is Arjun Namala. Number 6 is going to be third baseman Otto Kemp. Everyone is talking about Otto Kemp right now because this guy is just balling. Like they're even talking about him on CBS, which is like a non-prospect podcast. Like I look at his numbers, I just pulled him up. He already has 10 home runs on the year, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's hitting righties and lefties. Look at this. He's actually mashing lefties, 425 average in 48 plate appearances. Ridiculous. But 10 bombs so far on the season for Otto Kemp, who last week was 11 for 22 with 5 extra base hits, 3 home runs, and 2 steals. And he has a 93.5 average exit velocity, near 108 90th percentile, almost a 113 max exit velocity too. You can see he's hitting the ball on the ground only 31% of the time, 30% fly ball, 24 line drive, 18.5% barrel rate. Otto Kemp is mashing. I know he's older. He's 25. He's really like a non-prospect prospect. I usually cap guys if they're 26 or older and they're still in the minors. I'm like, that guy's not a prospect anymore. He's just a quadruple A guy. So Otto Kemp barely makes my guy set. I would say is like still a prospect. Obviously, the Phillies are not a big fan of Alec Boehm. They like tried to get rid of him this whole offseason. So it'll be interesting to see because at first I thought Kemp was probably going to be like a bench guy, but the way that he is balling out right now, he could be up and playing very soon and starting. Let's see how Alec Boehm is doing this season, so we can see if they should just like replace him. So Alec Boehm this year is hitting 237. He has only a 060 or 076 ISO, which is quite terrible. So like no power here from Alec Boehm. So we do not want that. We would much rather have Otto Kemp here. Hello, children. Number 7, we have starting pitcher Bubba Chandler. He's already been on this list before, kind of a cheat code here. But Bubba Chandler on the week, 5 innings, 9 Ks, 1 walk, 180 ERA. Why is he still there? I think he might be up next week. So if you can get Bubba Chandler in a league, go get him. I would try to get him if you can. So Bubba Chandler, I'm not going to talk too much more about him. There's really nothing here to talk about. But what we will do is we'll show his pitching arsenal on the season. This is his second time making this list. And it's just like I'm trying to stay away from talking about him, but he's been so good every week that I kind of have to keep talking about him just because it's like such an obvious person. But like if Bubba Chandler is in a redraft league even, I'd probably grab him now. But you can see his stats, 38% CSW on the four-seamer, 19.5% swing strike rate on the four-seam, which is absolutely ridiculous. And he's throwing it for a ton of strikes, 60% strike rate on that pitch. The curve and the changeup, he has not really been good about getting that in the zone. with a four-seamer and the slider he has been. So that is one thing. He may run into control issues on the changeup, which is still 92-mile-per-hour changeup, or the curve. But the fastball slider combo is MLB ready for Mr. Bubba Chandler. Number 8 is going to be Connor Griffin, shortstop outfielder with the Pirates. I guess he's probably just an outfielder at this point, but we'll pull him up here. I have not really been talking about Connor Griffin because this is another guy that's like just been pretty obvious, and I was not really one of the guys who was really in on him preseason, so I don't want to take too much credit or anything. But I will talk about him because he's been awesome. So this is more of a Doc guy. Doc was the one who was all over Connor Griffin. So Connor Griffin, though, 5 for 17, 4 extra base hits, 1 bomb this last week, and he just keeps getting it done. You could see I pulled up his stats on the season. He's got 5 homers now in the season. I can't remember how many steals he has. Let me bring his steals total too, because I think he's got like 10 steals too on the season. 11 steals on the season for Connor Griffin. So he is just lighting it up from a power speed perspective. 114 WRC plus. Obviously, like the hit tool has some work to do, but I'm okay with this 71% contact rate from a big dude like him. And he's been very aggressive. So he has a near 30% K rate, but 71% contact rate is okay. You would like to see him get that strikeout rate down a little bit, maybe like 20, 25. That's something you could live with the power speed from a Connor Griffin. So, like, I think he looks exactly like Tatis when he's hitting. If you look at his swing mechanics against Tatis, that's what he looks like. But profile-wise, like with this batted ball profile, like a lot of ground balls, you see like 50% ground ball rate, high max exit velocity, just power speed. It's almost like more like an Ellie De La Cruz type profile that you're getting, even though I think he looks more like Tatis at the plate. Number 9, we're going to go to Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones now using the special bat, the torpedo bat. And dude has 9 home runs now on the season. You can see I just pulled the stats up. So on the season, 9 home runs, 6 steals. But last week, Spencer Jones was 5 for 19 with 3 extra base hits, 2 home runs, and 2 steals. And you can see, again, just like Connor Griffin, but even worse, 36% K rate. Terrible. And this contact rate is absolutely atrocious. This is like Javi Baez level bad. 57% contact rate. That is not going to play in the majors. Like, this is going to translate in the majors because he's only in AA. This is going to translate to like a 45% K rate and like a 50% contact rate. That's not going to play. It's not going to work. No matter how much power and speed you bring to the table, he's just not going to make enough contact. He has to work on those plate skills. But the power and speed is ridiculous here. And, you know, you can't not put a guy who has 2 bombs, 2 steals, and has 9 home runs on the season AA. Like, he had to make my list. But those are things that he has to fix. Would I be buying him? Maybe in deeper leagues. I don't think he's going to be up anytime soon because he has to fix that contact rate. So in a redraft league, or like if you are competing now, I really don't think he's going to play this year for the Yankees. Like, he's probably a 2026 guy, and he's got to fix that contact to make it. So longer term, I'm still in on Jones. Shorter term, no, I'm not in because the contact rate is too bad. And last, we're going to go to another Yankee now. Number 10, Griffin Herring. Yeah, I could have put also like Elmer or whatever his name is, Cruz, whatever. The guy that the Yankees got from the Red Sox has just been absolutely phenomenal. I could have put him too. We're going to pull up, actually, I can pull up Herring's arsenal, I think. So we're going to pull up Herring's arsenal. One thing about Herring is that he does not throw the ball hard. You can see his sinker and his fastball, he only throws 90 and a half, like 91. But look at these CSWs. He has rolling on all these pitches. So he throws slider, sinker. He's got some pitch they don't even categorize here. He's thrown 83 of null, whatever pitch that is. John Anderson's John PGH. You got to fix this, John. I don't know what pitch a null is with him. I think what is it? What else does he have? He's got sinker, slider, changeup, fastball. What is that? I can't remember what his other pitch is. I had it in my notes somewhere, but again, I'm on vacation, so I did not take very good notes with me. But you can see swing strike rate on the slider, 23%. 20% swing strike rate on the four-seamer, even though he only throws at 90 because he does have high IVB on that pitch. So big knock is the velo, but you know what? If you're getting these kind of swing and misses on your arsenal, it doesn't really matter. You can see that he's pitching a good pitch mix. His slider, he throws 30% of the times his pitch that he throws the most. When you watch him, like I call him a tunnel master. This is the type of pitcher that I call a tunnel master because all his pitches tunnel well together. That's why he's so good. He's got this really wide, diverse pitch mix. He throws everything in zone pretty well. You see the strike rates are actually only like 50%, four seamer 56. But he's just a tunnel master where nobody knows really what's coming next. And maybe the fact that he doesn't have a high velo fastball actually makes his other stuff play up better, like the slider. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see how he progresses because he's only an A-ball right now, Griffin Herring. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses because he had 6 2/3 last week with 11 Ks, 0 walks, 135 ERA. But we'll see if he can do that with the low velo at like double and triple A. So this is not a guy that I would be like jumping really high. Jump because my next guy that we're going to talk about is jump. But anyway, this is not a guy that we would be talking about if he, I don't know. As a pitching prospect, he's not a top 150 guy for me, but he has been really good. So we have to talk about a guy who's been this good because he keeps doing it. Let me pull up his game log here. You can see Herring 11-0 last time out. Also, a 9 strikeout game with 4 walks, a 7 strikeout game with 1, 6 strikeout games with 3 walks. So he's been very good the whole season for Griffin Herring. But yeah, very low velo. Now, honorable mention. Let me buzz through some honorable mentions real quick. We got Gage Jump with the Athletics, his second time on this list. Last week, 5 innings, 7 Ks, 0 walks, 0 ERA, 0.2 whip. So he keeps doing it. Mr. Gage Jump. Probably a top 100 prospect for me, or at least top 150 next time I do my updates, which will be coming in a couple weeks. I got ants like coming on me here. So next, number 12, I've got for honorable mention, I've got TJ Nichols with the Rays. TJ Nichols is in high A, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 0 ERA. He's been really good this year. 35.8 CSW on the season, 33 K minus walk rate for TJ Nichols with the Rays. Big righty, mid-90s fastball, borderline elite command. Really nice 90 to 91 mile per hour slider for TJ Nichols. Number 13, I'm giving you a bunch of honorable mentions here, is Brody Hopkins with the Rays. Really great stuff, really bad control. He's almost like a side armor. Like he almost looks like a righty version of Cooper Jerpy with way more velo. He throws 96, 98, crazy 88 to 90 mile per hour slider. But just bad command for Brody Hopkins, which is why the overall stat line doesn't look good. But last week, 6 innings, 8 Ks, 0 walks. So hopefully he can get it figured out. Number 14, Trey Yesovich. I keep talking about him. 8 Ks, 0 walks. He should not be an A-ball anymore. But those are my honorable mentions, all pitchers for you this week. And we are going to call it a podcast because I'm on vacay and I got to deal with the kiddies. So we'll see you next time. Sorry, Doc, I couldn't make it work yesterday. That's all on me. Don't blame Doc. Blame me that this is a solo pod. It's a quick one. But that is my T10 for this week. And we will be back with you with a regular pod next week. And I should hopefully get some eyes and some guys too. So we'll see you next time. Follow on the X at Fantasy Aceball. Follow Doc Eisenhower on the X. And check out the video on YouTube for the Tim Kanak. If you want to see some nice little palm trees behind me while I'm at Disney World. And if you want to see the stats that I bring up on John Anderson's StatCast stuff. Thanks. Peace out, everybody.